Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome to our finale of our Nashville Predators Throwback 2000 franchise mode here in NHL 24. So, in last episode, if you didn't catch it, we took on the Calgary Flames, and it was a pretty tough series, but we managed to beat them in what was probably, I would say, one of our toughest series that we've had yet up to this point. As you can see, the first two games we lost 3-1 and 3-2, so at that point, didn't really look like we were going to have a good chance because we were headed to Calgary down 0-2. However, we took two games in Calgary by the exact same scoreline of 4-3 and just barely edging out those one-goal victories. Then we had another 4-3 victory to take our first lead of the series with a nice overtime win. Then we lost 4-3, and then we won 4-3. So the last 5 games of that series all ended by one goal, and just in general, every single game was decided by one goal, except for game number 1, which was kind of insane. So it was a very tight series, but we managed to edge it out just barely because of a huge goal from Hayden Van Allen that is sending us to this conference finals where we're going to have to face another Alberta team, that being the Edmonton Oilers. Now, this episode, since it's the finale and we're in the conference finals, we might still get to the cup finals. We might also get eliminated in this episode. What we're going to be doing is we're going to basically be simulating the playoffs until we get eliminated, basically. And then we're also going to do a finale recap in this episode. So just a little heads up, this episode might be very long. It might be also just a normal length episode. It really just depends if we get past this conference finals or not. Because if we get past the conference finals, then we're doing an extra round on top of that. And also the recap. If we get eliminated here, then we basically just do the recap after this. So that wouldn't be as long of an episode. But just a little heads up on that, just in case you're wondering why this episode might be like, I don't know, an hour and a half long or 2 hours long or something like that. It's because there might be a lot of simulation to do ahead of time. But anyways, winner of this series will take on either Florida or Carolina, which is interesting. Let me show you guys what our players have been up to so far in the playoffs. We'll also show you guys quickly what Edmonton's looking like, and then I'll get into the one and only comment at that point. And then we'll fastly get into this conference finals just because, like I said, this episode could end up being very, very long. And I don't really know if I want to kill my voice today, considering I still have to play floor hockey later on tonight. So, but you can see Jason Spezza has been fantastic with 19 points so far in the playoffs. And you have guys like Legwand and Comrie doing good. Walker Lacoste has also been somewhat solid, 5 assists through 13 games. That's pretty solid for a bottom 6 forward. Obviously, Joe Pavelski didn't play anything last round, and he will continue to do not anything for us for the next few rounds as well if we do get to a cup finals. He's not going to get in the lineup at any point unless there is some adjustments that we actually have to do. In terms of left wing side of things, Scott Hartnell's been great on 15 points, 7 goals for him in this playoff run. Nagy's been fantastic. Marita's been solid too. And then you have Rene Bourque, who's been not too bad, but he's not been great by any stretch. Thomas Kopeski's been okay. He's been definitely better than I would say Joe Pavelski was because he's got a point already, and he also has a better plus-minus. And on the right wing side of things, you can see Hayden Van Allen's having a great playoffs with 10 goals and 14 points. He's been one of our best goal scorers for sure. 4 game-winning goals at this point as well, so he has came in the clutch at key times. And then you have Artmeyer, who was great in the first round. Second round, he only picked up a goal, but hopefully he gets back to scoring goals consistently again because that could help us out a lot. And then Parker Winnick hasn't done anything so far, but he hasn't been... I would say he hasn't been really bad defensively like Pavelski has, so that's why he's not out of the lineup at the moment. And then from a defensive standpoint, you can see most of our defenders are all doing good. All of them have similar point totals, and the plus-minus is usually pretty good on most of them, except for guys like Corzini, who is currently a -2. And then from a goaltending perspective, Jimmy Howard's been the guy going forward, so he's going to be starting, obviously, this conference finals because Marshall Brust really hasn't been that great, but Howard definitely has stepped up a big time with Sedin being hurt at the moment because Sedin will return if we get to the next round, I think, if I'm not mistaken, which is pretty huge for our confidence going forward. Let me quickly show you guys what Edmonton looks like now, just in case you forgot, because I honestly don't remember too much either, even though it was only a few days ago that I recorded the last episode. So, obviously this is going up on what would have normally been the Winnipeg series, but since the Winnipeg series is already done, might as well upload a couple extra episodes of this, but I will have NHL 25 content out probably on release day or earlier than that, depending on what EA wants to do with stuff. But anyways, you can see this is the Oilers: Kovalchuk, Horkov, Guerin, Letowski, Marchand, Ryan Smith. Like, they have a good top 6. And then our bottom 6 is also relatively well built up too. From a defensive standpoint, this is probably one of the better defensive teams we've seen. Yuri Karolati's a little bit weak for a top two defenseman, but Brian Campbell's fantastic. Yanni Niema's fantastic. Brian McCabe is good. And then you also have like Tom Poti, Robin Regeer. So that defensive core definitely stronger than other teams we have faced in this playoff run. And then their goaltending is also great with Ryan Milner, so we got to watch out for Ryan Miller, because obviously if they play good defensively against us, it could be because of Ryan Miller, or it could be because they actually have a good defensive core in front of them. But anyways, there's that. Let's get into the one and only comment we got in the last episode now, and then and then we will, oh my goodness. And then we will continue to simulate through these playoffs and see how far we get. Sorry, I had to make a cut in between my voice just because my voice decided to just completely die on me for no apparent reason. So the last comment of the entire series is once again from Saturn Otaku, who says, I love burnt cheese. The hockey team was pretty good too, though you cut it close there. And yeah, it was very, very close. Like I said, I might have been one of the tightest series I've ever had in a franchise mode, just because every game was decided almost by one goal, except for that first game, which I don't know if that third goal that they scored in that first game was an empty net goal. It might not have been, but if it was, then obviously every game was pretty much one goal game, which is insane. So anyways, there's the comments we got in last episode. So let's get into this conference finals and see if we can get ourselves to a cup finals. Like I said, if we get eliminated here, obviously we'll do a recap right afterwards, and we'll take a look at player stats, record book related stuff. So that might be just a normal length episode, but if for some reason we get to the cup finals, this episode could be extended by an extra like 20-30 minutes. So let's get into this first game. We have home ice advantage, which is nice. We're both 8-5 in this playoffs. Who will be going to the cup finals is the question, to face either Carolina or Florida. So it could be an 0-6 rematch potentially. First period, game number 1. 2-0 us. That's a good start. Morita and Van Allen, the two kids that I'd like to see score goals. These guys have been probably our better goal scorers in this franchise mode. I mean, Morita's kind of flown under the radar a little bit. Van Allen definitely has developed into being a very good goal scorer the last few years. So very happy with that both of them are able to score in their first ever conference finals game here. Shots are 15-8 in favor of the Oilers, but we are up by a pair of goals, so we have got to Ryan Miller quite early. Let's see if we could get some insurance in the second period, or just pretty much keep it the same. Second period. 2-2. They get 2 goals back, both from Ryan Smith, who beats Marshall Bruss. So I guess I forgot to change Jimmy Howard to put him back in, which is not great. I thought I already did that in the last episode, but I guess I didn't. So that's unfortunate, but shots are 29-16, so we're getting pretty much outplayed, but Brust actually has been pretty good up to this point. He just obviously buckled a couple times in the second period, so we need a response in this third period. We don't want to blow that 2-goal lead in and have them win this one, so can we get some offense in the third period from our side this time? Let's see what happens. Period 3 underway. Come on, boys. Penalty kill here in the third period, and they get a power play goal. Ryan Smith with a natural hat trick against us. Wow, this guy's our kryptonite apparently. That's not great. Power play for us. We tie it up, and it's Hayden Van Allen again, who's been a great game-winning goal scorer. Power play again for us late here. We do not score on that one. And we will be going, in fact, to overtime in game 1. So another 4-3 score regardless, which is kind of insane. So that's literally going to be 7 games in a row where it's been a 4-3 final. The question is, are we going to be able to score the game-winning goal here? Shots are pretty close now, 36-28, but obviously they definitely still have the dictating, they're dictating the flow. Ryan Smith has been the guy that's been scoring for them, so everybody else hasn't been scoring for them. So hopefully we can find a way to shut down Ryan Smith, and then hopefully nobody else on their team can get anything going. But to see us getting it to an overtime here in game 1, I'm pretty happy with this, but obviously I want the win, and I want to take advantage of our home ice advantage if we can. Let's see what happens here in overtime. Van Allen's 1 goal away from a hat trick. Can we find a way to win this back and forth game? Come on, boys. Or maybe even Morita or somebody else like Corazzini. That'd be amazing. Or Shea Weber. Can't never call out Shea Weber. Ryan Suiters, somebody like that. This is a very back and forth game. They have a lot of shots in this one. We're going to double overtime despite being outshot 50-35. So they definitely outplayed us in that first overtime. We know that this game is going to end relatively quickly. Who wants to be the hero for us? Who do I think is going to score out of all people? I'm going to call out Walker LaCosta. He hasn't scored so far in the playoffs. I feel like it's going to be like a him or like an Art Meyer type of player. So let's see what happens. Double overtime. Who wants to be the hero for us? Come on, please. Ah, the Oilers win in overtime, and it's Sean Horkov. So unfortunately, we decided to lose this one 4-3. We had a 2-0 lead. We let it get away from us a bit in the second period. And the Oilers managed to escape with the victory. They outplayed us badly, 52-35 in the shots, but we barely lost that one. It kind of sucks to lose another home game here because we've lost quite a bit of home games in this playoff run. So Marita from leg one, Van Allen from Weber, and Spezza looked good at that point, but the natural hat trick from Brian Smith, he's up to 10 goals in the playoffs, definitely was not great. Van Allen then scored for Marita and Weber, and then Horkov scores only his second goal of the playoffs at this point, and it ends this game. Damn, that's unfortunate. Brian Smith, first star, Van Allen, second star, and Sean Horkov, the third star of the game. Let me take a look at our player stats here for that game. Couple -2 players, those being Suter, Bork, Artmeyer, and Kopecky. Of course, Kopeski's now having bad games. It's always that like kind of line that seems to struggle defensively. Like Rene Bork's now, I believe, a -4 in the playoffs. Brustad had a good game. He definitely had a good game, but our team was just not able to hold on to that first period lead. So that's not a great way to start it off. But yeah, that's kind of crazy how much 4-3 games we've had in a row and how much 1-goal games we've had as well. I'm definitely going to go to Jimmy Howard for game 2, even though Brust was pretty good in that first game. And then I might have to make some adjustments already to that Kopecky line because it was not great in the first game. So we might make some adjustments accordingly. So we'll go back to Jimmy Howard, and we will probably put Parker Winnick back to the fourth line, Artmeyer back to third line, and probably keep that the same. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do here. And then from a defensive standpoint, we will maybe go back to Corzini into the top 4 a bit. And yeah, we'll see what Jimmy Howard could do in response. Sedin, I believe, was supposed to be back on like the 28th of May, so he might be back. I don't know if he would be back for this round. No, he wouldn't be back for this round, but he'd be back for the Cup Finals if we get there, right? Yeah, he'd be back for like probably we're looking at like game 2 of the Cup Finals if we get there. So hopefully we could get to the Cup Finals because it would be nice to see Sedin in action again, considering he got injured near the end of the season. But yeah, let's get to game number 2 and see if we have a response in us, because obviously if we kind of split both of our home games, that's not a terrible situation to be in. But if we lose both games again on home ice, we have to do exactly what we did against Calgary, which is win games in their building to get back into the series. So not exactly a perfect first game, but it wasn't a bad one by any stretch. So let's see if we have a response here in game 2. We got off to a good start last game. We need to be able to do it for a full 60 though. First period, game number 2. 1-0 Oilers, not great. I mean, we only had 4 shots in that 20 minutes, so actually that is pretty bad. As a shot like every 5 minutes, which is not great. Sean Bates with the only goal for them. They have 1 goal on 13 shots. So yeah, they're outshooting us in this first 2 games quite badly, which is not a great sign. That means we're definitely kind of slowing down on the offensive generation, and we are giving up way too much chances too, which is also not good because our goaltenders have to step up big time if we want to win games. So we are only down by 1 goal though, so Howard's keeping us in it. The question is, do we have a response of our own in the second period like they had last game? Second period. 2-0 them. Brian Campbell scores a short-handed goal on Howard. It's now 2-0 with the shots 19-14. We definitely got a lot more chances in that last period, but we're down by a pair of goals going into the third, which means they are a period away from taking both of our home games here in the conference finals, which is not great. I want to end this series kind of on a cup win, so it would be nice if our team has a response here, or else we might have to make some more adjustments to our roster. But third period underway. Do we have some goals in us to get back into this game? Power play goal for Bill Guerin gets the Oilers a 3-0 lead. This game looks lost at this point. Van Allen scores again to make it 3-1. He's been great in the series so far. Definitely our best player at this point. Come on, guys. Can we get 2 more goals here late? I know it's not a lot of time left, but we're going to need to win both games in Edmonton, it looks like. Yep, we lose 3-1 in game 2. Final shots were 32-21. Damn, man, that's not good. Our offense was not good enough. 21 shots is not good. 1 goal is not good. We need to be better than that. The goaltending was fine, though. But Yeah, we're not scoring enough. Van Allen from Spezza and Hartnell. Van Allen's definitely been doing whatever he can here, but a lot of other people not appearing in these games. Weber was -2. Artmeyer was minus again. Yeah, I got to make some more adjustments. Morita only played 10 minutes in that last game. I don't know if he got hurt, because if he did, that would be a substantial blow to our playoff run. Campbell, Miller, the first 2 stars. Why did Buffalo have to trade them to Edmonton of all places? And Van Allen got 3rd star. Did Morita get hurt? Because I did see he only played 10 minutes. He did not. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, we're going to make some adjustments, though, because only 4 goals in 2 games is just not good enough. That's 2 goals a game. We got to make some adjustments to find ways to win both games in Edmonton like we did against Calgary, or else we're going to be a very bad spot going forward. So what I'm going to do is swap Morita and Hartnell again, and then we are probably going to look to do some other adjustments here. I might move Comrie down the middle, move Lacoste to the 4th line, Rene Bourque could come up. Yeah, something along those lines. And then from a defensive standpoint, we'll go back to Suter and Weber, Daly, Corazzini, Seabrook, and Jacques. And goalies, we're going to go to Jimmy Howard, I guess. Yeah, probably. I mean, I could get Pavelski back in, or Chuck Kobasu could come into the lineup. But who am I going to take out for Chuck Kobasu? Maybe Winnick. We can always scratch Winnick for 1 game. You know what? I'm going to scratch Winnick for a game, and Chuck Kobasu is going to come in and play some games. Sure. Orpik is losing morale because of ice time. What a surprise. I could put Orpik back in, but our defensive core is pretty solid still, I would say, at this point. It's just been the offense that needs to flow a little bit better here. Let's see. Power play, Hartnell, Van Allen, Spezza, Morita, Weber. Yeah, our power play looks good to me. I don't feel like I want to make any adjustments to it. So let's keep the rest of the team the same. Let's see if we can get a response. We need to win both games in Edmonton, or else it's going to be a monumental hill to climb. We've done it before against Calgary. We could definitely do it against Edmonton, but right now, not off to a good start. Carolina's up 2-0 on Florida, which means it could end up being an 06 Cup Finals in 2008, which is kind of interesting, but at the same time, obviously, I'd prefer us to win the Cup here in the final season, or else we're not going to simulate any more of this year's, unless in years to come we just randomly bring this back for a little bit, but I don't know if I'll do that. But yeah, we need a response. Can we find a way to win in Edmonton, or are we going to fall down 3-0? Let's see what happens. Game 3 at, I guess, Rexall Place, or whatever you want to call it at this point in time. Yeah, it would be Rexall Place. First period. 2-2. I mean, they were up 2-0, so I will take it. Kovalchuk and Dak will score for them, but we get an answer. Walker Lacosta. Nice to see him scoring after getting moved to the 4th line. And Trevor Daly. So 2 unlikely goal scorers make it a 2-2 game. Shots 12-8 in favor of us, so we actually outshot them after the first period, which is kind of surprising since they scored 2 goals. But good to see us back in this game. The question now is, are we going to have a good second period, or is it going to get away from us like it has done in the past? Second period. 3-2 us. Okay, so they had a 2-0 lead, but Rene Bourque has given us our first lead of the night. Shots are 25-20 in favor of us. Looking good so far. We're only up by 1 goal, though. We do need some insurance if we want to lock this game down, so let's see what happens. Period number 3 underway. Penalty kill to start the 3rd. We kill it off. Nicely done. Power play for us. We do not score. Did take some time off the clock at least, but I would like to capitalize on those chances, and Van Allen scores again. That's his 4th goal of this conference finals, but Ryan Smith gets the Oilers back on the board. Ryan Smith has been good for them. He's got like 4 goals in this series at least. And are we going to lock it down? Yes, we are. Van Allen gets another one, his empty net goal. That's his 5th goal of this series, and we're back in it. It's now only 2-1 this series, so we are maybe going to be able to do to them what we did to Calgary, which is good, but still a lot of work to do. Final shots were 41-31 in favor of us, and we win 5-3, so that's a good offensive adjustment after last game only scoring the 1. So Lacosta from Corazzini, Daly from Nagy and Legwand, Bourque from Corazzini and Comrie, Van Allen from Spezza and Morita, and Van Allen from Legwand. Yeah, Van Allen's definitely breaking out to being the best player on this roster for sure. He gets 1st star, Smith the 2nd star, and Corazzini the 3rd star of the game. Let me take a look at our player stats here. Any badly minus people? Ooh, Shea Weber and Ryan Suter were bad in that game. -3 and -2, despite us winning 5-3. It does kind of make sense, though, because those guys get a lot of ice time that they're going to be out there for goals against, but damn. And then Jimmy Howard was okay. I wouldn't say he was crazy good, but 903 is better than like an 895 or something like that. So that is a huge victory for us in Edmonton. The question is now, can we put it together and win multiple games in a row? And Marcus Sedin is back already. Wow. All right. So this is good. This is good news. The only thing is we're going to have to send somebody down, which I probably will end up just sending down a healthy scratch. Let's see. I could send down Orpik because he's kind of losing morale anyways. I'm trying to think of who I would send down. Who would I send down? I don't want to send down Kobasu. I could send down Orpik here. But the right thing would be to send down one of our goalies, but I want to have all three goalies up here in case. Yeah, I'm going to send Brooks Orpik down to the AHL just because might as well do that. We can always call him up if we need to, but if Sedin's going to be ready to go, we might as well get all three goalies in here. Is Sedin actually fully healthy, though, is the question? He is not. Okay, so Sedin is going to stay scratched for this next game just because I do not need him re-injured. If he's fully healthy, he'll come back in for sure, but I don't want to risk him getting re-injured just because if he does get injured again, he won't be back this season. So we'll keep him scratched. He won't be fully healthy until probably the next game, I guess, but it is good to see him already back in this conference finals because I thought he was going to be back, if I'm not mistaken, in the cup finals because I thought it originally said like the 28th or something like that. 26th it still says. Wow, and he's already back in playable, so he might have to stay scratched for quite a while at this point, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, I think we got to keep the team the same after a nice win like that. So can we have another good game in a row and take both games in Edmonton and make this a best-of-3 scenario just like we did against Calgary? Let's get set up and get ready for Game 4. Come on, boys. Just believe in yourself. Let's play good, and then Sedin can come back from injury and hopefully carry us to more victories eventually. First period, game number 4. Scoreless. I'll take it. That's good. Shots 9-9, but our offense really hasn't been, I would say, still super good in this series. That 5-goal game obviously is nice, but it has been a bit inconsistent at times. Van Allen's obviously been the guy that's just been scoring for us almost every game, so at least he's been good, but we need other people to contribute too. Shots are 9-9, like I said, and no goals so far, so very even first period. Do we have the game's first goal in us in the second period? Second period? Still scoreless. All right. This is going to be a very close game again. Shots are 20-17, so pretty close in shots. No goals so far through 40 minutes. Who wants to be the guy to score a goal for us here in this third period? Because if we could find a way to get that first goal, that might help us out a lot here. So who wants to be the hero in this third period? Let's see what happens. This is a big game for both teams. Can we find a way to tie the series up? Come on, boys. Power play for us. And they get a goal from Craig Darby, of all people. And then Todd Marchand scores as well. Why is Brust in net? I thought I put Howard in. Oh, my goodness. And we're going to fall down 3-1 in the series. And we're going to have to try and find a way to get back into it. We're going to have to try and find a way to win 3 straight games if we want to go to the Cup Finals. Maybe I made a bad decision there. I don't really know. But Craig Darby, of all people, 2 goals in that third period. And we outshot them 28-25, but we do not score a single goal. And we get shut out by Ryan Miller. Darby had 3 points. Same with Todd Marchand. Those guys completely aren't huge offensive guys, but they just definitely showed up at the right time for the Oilers. Weber and Suter were -2 again each. Okay, I'm going to split up Weber and Suter for next game. But we need to find a way to win 3 straight. That's not great. Is Sedin going to be back to full health for this next game? Probably not, right? Since it's at the 26th. I want to put him in, but I don't want him to get re-injured. That's the thing. I don't know if he'd do good in his first game back either. So I have to probably wait till he's fully healthy. Yeah, we're going to still have to wait a bit, which is unfortunate. He was so good during the regular season these last few years too, so I really hope he could come back and play another game, but obviously it depends if our team can extend the season or not. And we're definitely going to Jimmy Howard for the next game. But from a defensive standpoint, Suter and Weber haven't been the greatest. Weber's been actually a +3 still, but we'll move Daly back up and Suter back down. And maybe we'll actually do Suter and Seabrook, and then Corzini could play with Shock, even though they're both right-handers. Sure. I don't really care too much about that. Alright, so we got to win 3 straight games to keep the series alive. Do I need to make any more adjustments? I'm trying to think of what I could do here. Let's go back to Hartnell on the top line like before. Trying to think of what else I could do here. I don't really know what else I can do, to be honest. Chuck Obasu's -1. We're going to get Chuck back out. Parker Winnick's going to come back into the lineup. And yeah, hopefully we could win this game, because like I said, if we don't win this game, then Sedin will not return. But we need to win 3 straight games if we want to get to that Cup Finals. The Carolina Hurricanes are in the exact same spot as the Oilers are, so literally it looks like it could be an 06 rematch. And that kind of sucks, though, because I would have liked to get to the Cup Finals to face Carolina, because I think we could have had a good chance maybe against them. But obviously, if we would have faced Florida for the Cup, though, Florida's a very tough team. They've won so many Cups in the series, so I think we would have definitely gotten our ass handed to us if we got to the Cup Finals. But we need to win 3 straight games. We could still do it. Like I said, we've done it before, technically winning 3 straight games in the playoffs, because we did that against the Calgary Flames. So don't count us out just yet. Don't count us out just yet. This could be the last game of the series in terms of simulation. Can we find a way to keep this series alive? Come on, guys. Who wants to step up big time? We know Van Allen will like to step up. Let's see if we could get some goals early here. Come on. And we need some solid goaltending too. And they score a short-handed goal first from Yanni Nienema, but we answer back with a power play goal from, you guessed it, Van Allen. Van Allen's got like 6 goals against the Oilers. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Robin Regier gives the Oilers back their lead. Not a great start for Jimmy Howard, but we do answer back. Ladislav Nagy. Okay. I haven't seen him score in a while, so that's great to see. Shots 17-16 in favor of the Oilers. A lot of shots between both teams in that first period. And, of course, there is 2 goals apiece as well. So, even first period. Let's play better defensively if we can in that second. No, not give up as much chances. Come on, boys. Let's get that next one. Let's go. Van Allen again. 7 goals against the Oilers in this series, but Carlotti answers back. Parker Winnick scores, I believe, his first playoff goal of his career. Maybe not of his career, but that's his first of this playoff run for sure. I believe this is his first year in the NHL anyway, so it must be his first career playoff goal. But he gives us back the lead a minute later, or less than a minute later. We have the lead going into the third. Okay. Just take a deep breath, guys. We are being outshot 28-25. It's been a really back and forth game. We need to play good defense in front of Jimmy, and we need to lock it down, and we need to find ways to get some insurance as well. We can't just rely on Van Allen for every single goal of the series. We need other guys to step up, like Marita. I'd like to see you score more goals. I know you had some in Game 1 or 1 in Game 1, but you definitely need to do more. Van Allen's been carrying this team pretty much here for the most part offensively. So who wants to step up and give us a 2-goal advantage? Let's see what happens in this third period. Come on, boys. Please get some insurance. Penalty kill here in the third period. We killed it off. Nicely done. Nicely done. Into the final 10 minutes. Can we get some insurance? Power play for us. We do not score on it, though. Into the final 5 minutes. And we get an insurance marker from Art Meyer. Huge goal from Art Meyer. Hartnell, the empty netter. And we are going to win 6-3. And we have fought off elimination for at least one more day, which means we're going to a Game 6 back in Edmonton. Final shots 37-35 in favor of the Oilers, but we win 6-3. So that's a nice little offensive effort from our team. Once again, relying mostly on Van Allen, though, but still huge. Van Allen 16th from Marita and Spezza. Nagy from leg 1. Van Allen 17th from Weber and Spezza. Winnick's first goal of the playoffs, from Kopecky and LaCosta. Art Meyer's 5th from Comrie and Suter. And Hartnell's 8th from Spezza. So those are the goals from the game. Let me take a look at the plus minuses just to see how badly minus some people were. Some -1s, but that's okay, I guess. And yeah, Jimmy Howard's been good. 919 save percentage. That's what I want from him. That's what I want from him. Van Allen first star, Spezza the second star, and Art Meyer the third star. I'm surprised Jimmy Howard didn't get a star, but it's probably because he gave up 3 goals. But we're back in the series. We've had 2 good games against them so far, and if we would have not lost that first game in overtime, this would be a tie series. Sedin's fully healed. He will be back for Game 6, which I don't know if I really want to put him in because I feel like he's been a really bad playoff goalie in the past, but obviously we want to see Sedin in the lineup at least one more time. So instead of maybe not going to a Game 7, I want to put Sedin in, which means I'm going to take Brust out, of course, because Brust has been the worst of the 3 goaltenders. But Marcus Sedin has finally returned. He has not played in a while. His career playoff numbers not very good, so this could be a really big risk, but he has been a good regular season goalie, and he's been our guy for the most part. He's pretty much like the Pekka Rinne of this series, I'd say. 910 career save percentage is really good. And in the playoffs, 888, though, is not really good. So that's our only adjustment I think we're going to make for this game, if I'm not mistaken here. Yeah, I think that's the only thing we're going to change. All right. Well, with Sedin in the lineup, is that going to make us too good, or is it going to make us too bad, or something like that? If we win this game, we go to a Game 7 back on home ice. And right now, Carolina and Florida are in the exact same type of scenario right now in the series. So one of these series could end up being the other team. Could end up being Florida or us going to the Cup Finals, even though we're both trailing. Interesting. Okay. Well, we're going to keep the rest of the team the same. This still could be our last game of the series, and also could be the last game we see Sedin, but it's glad at least that he came back before the series decided to end if we do get eliminated here. So can Marcus Sedin have a great first game back after he missed, I think the last time he played a game was probably in wasn't it in late March or early April, something like that. It's been a long time since he's been in the lineup, so I'm glad he's back. Let's see what happens. Real-time simulation in Edmonton. Let's have a good game from Sedin, and let's see if our offense could show up like last game. Come on, guys. Power play for us here. Early in the first period, we do not score. And we do score first, though. Shea Weber opens the scoring. Nice to see it. Nice to see it. It's nice when other people other than Van Allen score, too, because I like it when our lineup is a little bit more balanced, not just one guy dictating the flow for us. But we are going to have a 1-0 lead after the first period, but the shot's 11-7, so that's a good start to that first period. Obviously, only being up by 1 kind of sucks, so hopefully we could get some insurance just because that we need that breathing room because we know the Oilers could score goals. Let's see what happens in period number 2. See if we can get an insurance marker. Get Van Allen or Marita on the board, somebody like that. We at least need 2 more goals to make me feel safe. Letowski ties the game up. Not great. At least it's still tied. Final 5 minutes of the second period, still tied at 1. Come on, boys. And we are going to be tied going into the third period. It's 1-1. Shots are 22-21 in favor of the Oilers, so very close game so far. Sedin's been relatively good so far here in his first game back, but we need the offense. It hasn't been consistent the last few games because we had that good 5-3 game, then we had last game where we didn't, or 2 games ago, where we didn't score a single goal. And in this last game, we scored 6 goals. So our offense has been a little bit wonky. Can we have a good third period here and find a way to get that lead back? I know I don't want to say I want to rely on Van Allen too much, but I know Van Allen's got a lot of game-winning goals, so this would be the peak time for him to show up if he wants to do something. Let's see what happens. Third period. We give up an early third period goal to Bill Guerin. That's not exactly what I had in mind. Penalty kill. Long penalty kill. I don't know who took this penalty, but don't do that. We do answer power play goal from Shea Weber. Shea Weber's got 2 goals in this game. That's a huge one from Shea Weber. Final 5 minutes here. And we are going to overtime, which means since this is an elimination game and potentially the last episode of the series, we're going to intervene and watch this overtime. Because obviously I want to see the team out there one last time if we do get eliminated. We are in Edmonton, so going to be interesting to see what happens here, but we might as well watch it. So we will change over to our 2010-11 away jerseys since we're in 07-08, and we will do the same for the Oilers if they have those jerseys, which they don't have those ones in the game. And they don't have their really gross copper jerseys from this time period. So I guess we're going to have to be stuck with the 06-07 home jersey for them, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So we'll go with that. And I will remove my face, and we'll watch this game and see if our team could extend the season in overtime. Like, if we could get back to a Game 7, this would be great. But this could be the series right here, so let's watch. Also, my batteries in my controller might be a little bit close to being dead, so hopefully they do not die during this, because I do need to change them over probably during this episode at some point. Okay, come on, boys. Overtime underway. You are here in Rogers Place, which would have been Rexall Center, but obviously this is a new arena. Spezza, Chance, and Miller turns aside. Still wearing his Buffalo pads I made him. Wearing number 32, interestingly enough. Okay. Will Van Allen be able to find a way to force a Game 7? Because Game 7 would be back on our home ice, so Edmonton would definitely have a lot of pressure on them to perform there. So hopefully we can find a way to win here and get it to that Game 7. Tie up on the draw. Spezza finds it, finds Hartnell. The Van Allen, his shot's blocked by Horkoff. Come on, boys. And Weber cannot hold it. He's got both of our goals tonight. Weber's skating back into his own zone. I don't know what he's doing, but he finds it up to Spezza. Spezza, the captain. Jason finds it over to Van Allen. Van Allen throws it back to Spezza. That's turned away. Loose puck in front, turned away too. Another chance turned away. Jesus, Ryan Miller. I made Ryan Miller too good, apparently. He makes 3 huge saves there to keep the Oilers alive in this one. Hartnell can't get to the net. Oh boy. Bill Guerin with it. And now it's with Trevor Daley. He finds Van Allen. Hopefully this game doesn't go to double overtime, because I don't want this episode literally being like a full-on movie almost. Thrown to the net. Miller will be forced to freeze it. Oh, we had some really good chances there. The fact that Miller stopped all those, though, I feel a little bit scared about that, because he seems to be quite locked in right now. Alright, so we still have... Actually, we have our second line out there now. Marita, Legwan, Nagy against Smith, Horkov, and Guerin. So I don't know where Kovalchuk is, because Kovalchuk would normally be on this line. Legwan wins it. Marita finds Daley. Trevor Daley a shot. Miller stops him. Yeah, so if Kovalchuk's injured, that'd be kind of insane. But they seem to be still getting good offense from Ryan Smith, though, in the series. So Ryan Smith is still just as dangerous as Kovalchuk is. Legwand on the face-off dot. Can he win another one? No, he cannot. Brian Campbell with it. Throws it up to Ryan Smith. Get away, boys. Come on, Weber. You got to poke him. Nice defense. Legwand finds Nagy. Vladislav Nagy carrying it up. Holds onto it. Throws it over. Trevor Daley walks in, and he doesn't get a good shot away. Jeez, he took a little bit too much time there. Ryan Smith finds Bill Guerin. I don't know where Weber was there, but he manages to get to it. Big Campbell a shot and a huge save there from Sedin. Holy crap. Brian Campbell just came out of nowhere and just got a great release away. But Sedin seems to be pretty good here early on as well. Glad we get to actually see Sedin playing some games as well. Carlotti with it. Nice defense there. I don't know who that was to block that. Nagy. Vladislav Nagy carrying it in. He'll dump it. Come on, Ladislav. I believe in you, buddy. Carlotti up to Todd Marchand. Obviously was good a few games ago. Poke it away, boys. Marchand a shot that goes way wide. The weird bounce. And no, nobody got to it. Holy crap, that was a weird bounce. Nagy's got it again. Nagy holds up. Throws it over to Legwand. He just put it off the side of the net, I think. That was very close. Marita, a chance it's blocked. Seabrook holds it in. Nagy can't find Legwand. Letowski to Todd Marchand. Oh, no. Get away, get away. Oh, no. Letowski and huge save by Sedin. Marchand a chance stopped by Sedin. They're tying a lot of pressure. Another save by Sedin. Jesus. Holy crap. Well, we're here for a flare of dramatic, I guess, here in this last episode. Comrie makes a move. Finds Bork. Another save. This one by Miller this time. Comrie, another chance turned away. Suter over across. Doesn't get to the right player. A lot of chances in this overtime, but both goalies have been locked in. Wow. Craziness. Nagy finds it to Rene Bork. Bork will dump it. Smart play by Rene. Oh my goodness. I'm going to be out of breath by the end of this episode. Antti-Mettinen gets poked by Nagy. It's back into our zone now. Seabrook will race to it. Seabrook over to Comrie, the former Oiler. Comrie lost it. Yanni Niinema turns it over. Here's Artmeyer. Over to Comrie. Comrie getting pinned against the boards. Artmeyer takes it. Throws it up. Turns it over. But then he picks it right back off. Comrie gets tripped. We are going to the power play as Sean Bates, who's a good penalty killer, will be headed to the box. So we're going to get a chance to win this game in overtime on the power play if our power play can convert, which it has been pretty good so far in this playoff run. So would be nice to see if we could capitalize here, but this overtime's been insane so far. Who wants to be the hero on this power play as we bring out our Spezza, Hartnell, Van Allen, Merida, and Shea Weber, I believe, unit, which is our first unit. Spezza on a draw. He ties up, and we lose it. Brian McCabe will throw it to Mahalik. Get away, guys. Nice hit there. Weber to Van Allen. Van Allen, who's been dangerous in the series, finds Spezza. He finds Hartnell. Hartnell walks in. Miller to save. Whew. Yeah, I'm definitely going to lose my voice at the end of this episode or something like that. Considering we still have to look at the record book too. And we also have potentially Stanley Cup Finals as well, if we get there. Spezza in the draw against Todd Marchand. Todd Marchand wanted, of course. Antti Miettinen. Don't let him in, Webbs. Nice. Merida with it now. The Karate Kid holds on to the puck. Throws it over. Here's Van Allen with some space. Throws it over. Hartnell to Merida. Turned away again by Miller. Jesus, Ryan Miller is so good, which makes sense though. He is a great goaltender, was a good goaltender. Miettinen to Niinema, over to Miettinen, get it away, huge blocked. I don't know why Maria's sprawling around so much, but he's doing whatever he can. Van Allen with it again. Aiden holding on to it, finds Spezza. Spezza can't get to the front. Spezza back to the point. Merida will hold on to it, finds Weber, over to Van Allen, over to Spezza. I don't know how Miller got across and read that, but he stops it. Oh my goodness. I forgot that these power plays are full 2 minutes. We're going to a 5-on-3, I think, here. Yep. There's a tripping penalty against Todd Marchand, who's another great PK guy. But for some reason, it always shows Sean Bates going to the box like the guy that took the penalty beforehand. But, wow. That is huge. He went to block his shot. Yeah, he went to block his shot and ended up tripping up a player. 5-on-3 for us here in overtime. This is a big opportunity with 50 seconds left to try and find a way to win this. Let's get pressure here. Suter, Nagy, Legwand, he scores! David Legwand, his third goal of the series, or not of the series, of the playoffs. And we're going to Game 7 back in Nashville. Huge. That's exactly what you need to do when you're on the 5-on-3. It was a bit of a garbage goal, but some big saves by Miller in overtime, but we managed to find one that squeaks by as Sedin picks up the win in his return. We're going to Game 7 back in Nashville. Let's go. Yeah, that was a bit of a trash goal, to be honest. But Miller made some huge saves to try and keep his team in that one. But there is the winner. Wow. David Legwand, the longtime Nashville Predator. Ryan Smith got third star. Weber gets second star. And I'm guessing Sedin might get first star? Yep, Marcus Sedin first star in his first game back. You'd love to see that. But yeah, this play was kind of a broken play. Almost goalie interference, you could say. But Legwand's able to get this off and snipe it by. And that's probably one of the biggest goals you'll see from our team. Look at all those yellow jerseys here. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Well, we go to a Game 7. Let's see if we could find ourselves into the Cup Finals. Oh, yeah, this is going to be a long episode. We're already 40-something minutes in, and we might have a Cup Finals upon us. And also a record book look at and all that type of thing. I might not look at every player's career stats just because. Or maybe I might do made this episode into 2 parts. That's something I could potentially do. I don't know exactly. We'll see. But, yeah, we'll keep the rest of the team the same, I think, considering we just won 2 games in a row. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So, yeah, Sedin's obviously going to be starting this next game. He's been good in his one game he's been back for. Hopefully he can string together a couple wins in a row. And then we can find ourselves into Cup Finals. Did Carolina eliminate Florida? Yes, they did. So Carolina off to the 2008 Stanley Cup Finals. That's interesting. So if we win this game, we will face the Carolina Hurricanes for the Cup. Or else if we lose this, obviously it's an 06 rematch. So let's get into this. Real-time simulation. Can we live to fight another day and get ourselves to our first Stanley Cup Finals? Come on, guys. Hopefully Sedin has another strong game in him. He is our GOAT. In net, at least. Power play for us. We score first. Shea Weber with 3 goals in the last 2 games. He's coming alive here. Love to see it. Some Shea Weber bombs. Art Meyer makes it 2-0. Huge goal from Art Meyer. Power play again for us. We do not score on that one, but that's okay. Still up by 2 goals, which is huge here early on into Game 7. Good start for the team. 2 goals on 7 shots, 8 shots against, but no goals. Goaltending's been good. Offense off to a good start. Can we get some insurance in the second period to make us feel safer? Let's see what happens. Come on, guys. Penalty kill here in the second period. We killed that off. Nicely done. Do we have some insurance? Final 10 minutes of the second period. Still up by a pair of goals. Looking to lock down this game. And Bill Guerin scores to make it a 2-1 game. Not ideal here late. And it's going to be a 2-1 lead for us going into the third period. Oh, man, this is close. Shots are 20-19 as well, so very even game in goals. Very even in shots. Let's see what happens in this third period. Obviously, if we can lock this one down, we'll be going to our first cup finals. If we do not lock it down, then who knows what happens. But let's see what happens. Period number 3 underway. Come on, guys. Oh, Trevor Letowski ties the game up. That's not good. We do answer. It's the Karate Kid to make it 3-2. Huge goal from the Karate Kid. Is that the dagger? Can we get some insurance just to make me feel safer? Final 5 minutes. Let's intervene here. We're going to watch because we might have a chance to see ourselves celebrate with the Western Conference Championship thing. So we might as well see that considering we don't know for a fact that we could win in the Cup Finals or not. Yeah, we're going to go with these ones. And the Oilers will just go with their 06-07 aways. Perfect. Remove my face again, and let's see if we can close this one down. Yeah, this is going to be a long-ass episode if we find a way to close it down here. But at the same time, maybe we got ourselves a Stanley Cup here. That would be nice. But like I said, I might end up splitting these episodes up into 2 parts, just to make it a little bit easier. So like I could have this one being the playoff simulation stuff, and then the recap might be its own like split part, but we'll see. We'll see. Come on, guys. You got this. Just got to lock it down, get an empty net goal, potentially if they pull their goalie, or even score a goal before then. Trevor Daley throws it back. It's with Spezza. And they took a penalty. I don't know who took it, but we are going to be going to a power play late, which is going to kill some time off the clock. And it will also make this episode longer, too. Bill Guerin heading to the box for interference. So their captain, I don't know what he did. But that's definitely going to be a good way to take some time off the clock here. But I do not like that he took a penalty, really, just because it's going to eat up this episode's time like a lot, because it's a full 2 minutes. But hopefully it goes by kind of quick, and hopefully we score on it quickly, too. That'd be nice. Leg one on the draw against Bates. Bates wins it. Brian Campbell throws it to Miettinen. Taken away. Here's Nagy. Nagy finds Legwand, who had the game-winning goal last game. Finds Weber. Weber walks in, and Miller will stare him down. Whew. Yeah, but David Legwand's goal, absolutely clutch considering now that we have this lead in this third period. Edmonton might have collapsed completely after having a 3-1 series lead, which would be huge for us, obviously. Legwand on the draw against Horkov. Horkov wins it. Come on, guys. We know that they're going to try and push here shorthanded. Horkov walks in with it, loses the puck. Nagy with some good back check finds it to Legwand. He finds the Karate Kid, who's got the difference right now. Marita to Comrie to Legwand to Marita, turned away by Miller. That was a nice little give and go passing. Marita's pretty fast. I like his wheels a little bit. This is, I guess, like some of the first times we're seeing people like this out there, but that's cool. Legwand on the draw again. Let's see if he can get this face off. Come on. Yes, nice face-off win. Weber over to Comrie, turned away. That was a nice 1-T. Weber with it again. Shea throws it to Comrie in front, turned away. That was a nice little pick in the spin. I like it. Nagy, we got full pressure. Legwand shoots it off a body and off the glass. And the pressure will get dismounted. Mahalik with it for the Oilers. Throws it over to Niinema. Huge save by Sedin. That was almost going glove hand. They take another penalty in the offensive zone. We're going to be going to another 5-on-3 as Mahalik gets a little bit too aggressive for them. That is absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. Yeah, the Oilers have definitely gotten into penalty trouble here when we've jumped in. But I think they just went a little bit too aggressive trying to find a way to tie the game up. And now they're having to kill off a 5-on-3 and find a way to tie this game up still, which is kind of crazy. Spezza on the draw. We just need to find a way to get an insurance marker here, and I'll feel safe. Daly, a bomb that goes wide. Spezza throws on net, turned away. It goes back to Daly again. Suter turns over. Campbell will find McCabe, and he'll dump it out. Brian Campbell will jump up short-handed. Will dump it right towards the corner. They need a short-hand goal really to tie this one up here. Daly over to Van Allen. He's got space. He finds Hartnell. It's turned away. It's blocked by Campbell. Geez, Brian Campbell's everywhere. Hartnell to Suter. Hartnell. Suter again. Daly turned over as Brian McCabe picks that off. Yikes, you're trying to go for a short-handed goal against us here. McCabe walks in, shoots. That goes way wide. Campbell jumped in. Bates a shot that goes way wide. Damn, their defenders are jumping up quite a bit here. It's kind of scary. Daly to Hartnell. Over to Van Allen. We're into the final minute. I didn't even realize. Oh no, what the heck are you guys doing? Leaving Todd Marchand all alone. Turned away by Sedin. They do pull their goalie. Here's Van Allen looking to ice it. Makes a move, and he punted wide. Oh no. Hartnell shot, and he will score it. Instead, Scott Hartnell, the empty netter, with 35 seconds left. That should do it here in the conference finals. We should be going here to the cup finals to face Carolina based on that. But that was crazy, that miss by Van Allen, and then at least Hartnell scores, so it's another OG Pred guy scoring a goal here, but that's huge for us with 35 seconds to go. Absolutely huge. Hayden Van Allen up to 22 points. Spezza's leading, though, the playoffs in points with 27. Wow. Yeah, this is going to be a long episode. We're only 50, or not only 51, but we're 51 minutes in, and we still have another playoff series to get through at least. Well, that's okay. Like I said, I might honestly split these into two parts. You guys will already know probably by the end of this series if it's split into two parts or not. Thrown over, and they are taking another penalty. Yuri Karlotti will slash the hands of David Legwand. And they go back to the box again. Yeah, the Oilers are a bit of a goon squad, it seems like. Which is interesting. Alright. Well, at least we know that we've guaranteed ourselves going to a cup finals here. But hopefully Carolina is not as dangerous as Florida would have been. Because Florida obviously would have been a really tough team to face, I think, because of all the cup wins they've had. Carolina, honestly, don't really know what's on their rosters, so should be interesting to take a look at that. Here's Robin Regeer for the Oilers, finds it to Letowski. Let's just get it out of our zone, and we should be good. Oh, we have a delayed penalty. And nope, no, we don't. I thought we took a penalty, but we are going to be going to our first Stanley Cup Finals in our final season. It's been a great run from this team. Sedin with 2 great games in a row since coming back from injury. And now we are potentially 4 wins away from our first our Stanley Cup win, I should say, not from our first Cup Finals, because we're going to the Cup Finals. But absolutely huge performance from this team. We've been down in multiple series, but we've managed to rally back in them. So we're definitely doing some great work here this postseason. There's Sedin. Damn, that's the first time I've seen him. Didn't realize he was like an Asian Swedish guy. And shout out to Jason Spezza getting ourselves the Clarence S. Campbell Bowl. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Okay. Well, that's that. And I will get my face back up here on screen. And we're going to quickly get ourselves to the next matchup. But Sedin got 3rd star of that game, just in case you're wondering. 2nd star, I'm guessing Marita. Scott Hartnell with 2 points. And I'm guessing Marita's going to get 1st star because of the game-winning goal, I would assume. No, Ryan Suter with 2 assists. Okay. Okay. Perfect. So we have found ourselves into a Stanley Cup Finals where we're now 4 wins away. And we're also a healthy team, which is awesome. Carolina.